Good morning, campers. Let's do a reading. We're going to continue with our theme of 2025 review, 2026 guidance and predictions. We have two collectives left today and tomorrow. So if today's reading doesn't resonate, you can check previous ones or tomorrow's ones, and we will be done for this year. How exciting! I don't believe that the year ends in December. Just a side note, as far as I'm concerned, the year ends in March and begins in April. I follow the calendar of Mama Gaia, but and I definitely do not celebrate New Year's, but I am sort of in the Christmas spirit, and it is a time of, summary review. So let's go for it. We follow this calendar, so that's what we're gonna do. I don't know why I ramble so much. Let's give it a start. Let's start from what was your 2025, so you know that this is your collective. What was 2025 for this collective? Oh, side of light, beautiful. One more for your first row, one more. What? All right. All right, we have one side of shadow, but I feel like you would be getting out of this last year. Okay, your two first cards, and they came through together, is receptiveness and sensuality. That is a very divine feminine energy, receptiveness and sensuality. So maybe this 2025, you were working on your divine feminine, true divine feminine energy. I always say this to you guys. These days, people don't really understand what feminine energy means. Women globally, we're awakening to it. Whatever path we follow, we're starting to awaken. We're starting to remember. We're starting to return and find our way back home, right? But most women, unfortunately, because we live in a patriarchal system, distorted masculine system that rules this matrix, sit in their masculine energy without even knowing. These days, femininity is about pretty clothes and being bubbly, and people don't really understand what it is, and nothing farther from the true. And of course, if it's your style, you can be very feminine and bubbly and a fashionista, but it's not something that comes with femininity. Femininity is about receptiveness, stillness, sensuality. We are the creatrix, we are the chaos, we are the connection to the divine, the connection to guide, we are the gatekeepers, the standard setters, right? So I feel like for this collective, it will be important. Maybe this year you realize a lot what it really means to be in your feminine energy. I'm hearing as well, follow your feminine cycles. There's a reason I was blabbing about, year end and seasons. Maybe you also started believing that truly new year starts in springtime. Feminine energy, us feminine, we're very dependent on the cycles, whether that's a cycle of Mama Gaia, cycle of our beautiful moon. Moon is the feminine energy, our own internal cycle. Sensuality is very important as well. Freedom of expression, connecting to your own senses through presence, connection to your body, very important for feminine energy. Healthy sacral space, extremely important to feminine energy. Releasing shame, releasing guilt, self-worth, authentic expression. Very, very beautiful. And I want to read this to you. When we are wounded, we confuse sensuality with shallow sexuality. But no, that's not what I want. That I was hearing. Sorry, I was hearing this in there's a card. There's a card of authenticity in here, and it talks about that when we're not authentic, when we're wounded, we confuse authenticity with audacity, with being right. So there's a reason it came to my mind. So maybe it was your year to find your femininity within, but also to accept and embrace your authenticity, where you truly, this world, especially when it comes to women, but all people, They just want to fit us into a mold. We're all supposed to be same, all supposed to wearing same clothes, all doing Botox, all looking in the same way. Something that is not deemed as perfection is already not okay, and perfection doesn't exist. We're all unique frequency. We're supposed to be who we freaking are. We're supposed to be intact. You want to be loud. I'm thinking about that stupid TikTok reel that I'm sure distorted men don't like loud women, right? And then women screaming like, we don't care what you like. We are the bar setters here, okay? If I want to be loud, I'm going to be loud. If I want to be colorful, I'm going to be colorful. That's true femininity, because we are the chaos of creation. We are freedom, right? So I feel like it would be your year of really this feminine empowerment, realizing what it means to be feminine, to sit in your stillness, receptiveness, to be sensual, to be really you, to say no to those ridiculous trends and the things that they're making us do again, plastic surgeries and Botox and looking certain way and constantly staying young. No, don't get me going, okay? Don't get me going. Such a distorted energy. And I feel you liberated yourself from it. Your second card is enthusiasm, which is also beautiful. And there's a reason I was thinking about authenticity and being loud. So maybe you are someone that you like, laughing loudly, and you like making a presence because... And I want to read this. I'm guided to read this card, number 30. Enthusiasm is the expression of passion. The word itself, coming from ancient Greek, means divine inspiration. It is a beautiful quality of people who love and cherish life. When we have passion for life, we create life force energy through self-expression. Enthusiasm is the language of gratitude that shows the universe with more than words but with actual energy that we are grateful for everything we receive. When we are wounded, we perceive enthusiasm of others as fake and forced. When we don't feel the joy of living in every cell of our body, we don't believe this energy in others. Remember, if you are passionate about something or someone, it's only natural to express your enthusiasm vividly. There was something that drew my attention here. But yeah, I think this may be your energy. So maybe you feel like many of your years, if not your entire life, it was suppressed. I know what, a colorful expression. Maybe you love wearing, maybe you're very eclectic, maybe you have a very unique sense of style, maybe you were criticized all your life and you were being told that to be a little bit more quiet, be a little more like ladylike, to be a little bit more like, we are who we are, okay? We are who we are, and it's this shame and guilt that we're being fed it with from childhood. And the sad part is that people are so dormant these days, right? Our parents, they feed us with these things, but it's not like they have bad intentions. They think that this is the right thing to do because they live in this program matrix mold, right? It's like you've broken free. I even feel this energy. I started getting like upset. Like, I want to be free. I want to be liberated. I want to be who I am. I want to wear what I want. I want to say what I want. I want to scream as loud as I want. I love that energy. Yeah, and we have low vibration, but we're going to clarify, we're going to do a whole spread, but these are your emotions, like a highlight of that year. So we have one which comes with authenticity, femininity, beautiful, right? But we have that low vibration. I want to read through this because I have something on my mind. Human emotions emit energy, jealousy, fear, anger, worry. A low vibration, integrity, shadowy, raises, it takes the reins. Yeah, you know what? I feel for this collective. Sorry, I'm very pump, so maybe that's how you are, right? But I feel for this collective that you've realized how low vibrational this world can be, how much we're fed with fear, with guilt, with shame, with not loving ourselves enough, with constantly seeking for non-existent and an illusion of perfectionism that is making us just bathe ourselves in this shallow world of new trends, of spending money, of things that we don't really need. Like, if you take, and it's especially women, because they're using us for like to fuel this industry, right? If you stop an average woman and ask her how much money she spends on herself, but in the sense of growth, so classes, therapy, shadow work, educational books, solo travel, right? Maybe like this I don't know why it's coming to my mind, like this therapy massages that womb work, taking care of our femininity, it's really not going to be that much for most women. But then when you ask them how much they spend on Botox, makeup, clothes, right? And I'm not saying there's anything wrong if you're abundant, if you we're here to live life, we're here to be authentic selves, and if your self-express shopping is part of your self-expression, so be it, right? So I always teach you guys this, that it's again this mindset that they feed us, that there's something wrong in having items, and that needle and the camel and needle hole, right? It's a lie. It just means it's okay, it's not evil, but it should be a byproduct. It shouldn't exist. If a vessel is empty, if you're not doing self-work, inner work, shadow work, if you're not expanding, if you're not learning, if you're not going forward, right? If you're not really investing in yourself as your biggest project, and then it's okay if 20-30% of that will go on dresses and makeup and all that stuff. It's absolutely fine. But if it's just that, the vessel is empty, and they keep feed us, especially women, that there's something wrong if we age, there's something wrong if we go gray, there's something wrong, and we constantly want to spend more money to look like we're 20. But if you're not 20, you ain't gonna look like you're 20, and it's a great thing. If you try too hard, you're only gonna look ridiculous, right? And I'm feeling with this collective as well, I keep hearing like this sort of a lady kind of a box. So maybe you grew up in a culture that tells women, I resonate with that we need to be quiet, that we cannot talk too loud, that we cannot talk too fast. I get that. My mama would always tell me that, like, shh. It was always shh around the house, right? Because I feel like for this collective, it's like, ooh, it's like you're broken free, and you're realizing how false, how shallow, plastic, and low vibrational this world is. Maybe it's part of your mission. I'm hearing. It's a beautiful energy that we're starting in a magical way. I feel like it's gonna be a long reading because we're at first row and I'm like rambling, but you have magical energy. Maybe part of your mission is to remind people about that truth, that authenticity, about being you. This is what womanhood is about. Again, freedom of expression. Chaos of creation. Yeah. All right. Let's do tarot on top of that. Ruling energy of your 2025. Beautiful. We have the Star. One more. Let's see what we have. We have Four of Cups and we have King of Wands. Okay. I'm hearing a couple of things with these. Definitely 2025. I always say this to you guys. I'm going to repeat it. Don't make this fit. This really has to, if you want to claim your 2026 guidance and predictions, this part really has to fit. So 2025 for you, for this collective, it would be a year of deep healing. I am hearing, right? Because to really step into this feminine power, to tap into your feminine power, it's not something that we do with our first shadow rodeos. It's not something that we do in the beginning. We have to strip the layers of our shadows, of certain conditioning, of certain limitations, limiting beliefs, to be ready to step into our power, right? So you wouldn't be a toddler on this journey, as I always say this to you guys, right? So you would be approaching your graduation, right? You would be a senior at this point. So I feel like 2025 was a year of deep healing. Maybe you've done some shamanic healing, maybe you've done some return to innocence, some womb healing, something maybe as well related to femininity, right? Second thing that I'm hearing is that there are these two conflicting energies, but they're not really conflicting. So the reason that it's coming to my mind, it means that this year you would understand truly that these energies are not conflicting. So what I mean, on one hand, there's this energy of stillness in the physical, of a lack of movement, of slow and steady patience, release, right, which comes with femininity. But on the other side, is this energy of like movement and wanting, right, passion and spontaneity. What's the word? Help me. Being spontaneous, right? Spontaneous. Damn it! What's the word? You know what I mean. So I feel like it's a combination. Maybe in the past you thought that one doesn't come with another, that you have fire within, you cannot be peaceful and receptive, right? That if you're spontaneous and that you're courageous, that you cannot be like, maybe this is why, this is that conditioning that people will tell you, why are you so uneasy? Come down, right? It has nothing to do with calm. The fire that burns strong is the fire that we have tamed. It's the fire that we control. That's the most dangerous fire because we direct where it goes. Okay, so I feel like this year you would feel like it's been a long year. As you move back, it would feel like the December of 2024. It was like ages ago. But I always say this, on this journey, we'll live in dog years. And in the beginning, it's hard, and then it becomes really beautiful. We have different perception of time. That's what it's a byproduct of healing, and it's truly a gift. I feel like there maybe have been moments of, and there's one thing that was coming as well to my mind, and I often explain this to you guys. When we're on this journey, we start the journey of healing. We heal, we change, we push, we try, we work with our shadows, and we don't see any change in the physical. Nothing changes in our physical world, right? But it's always for a reason, because physical change is always a byproduct of internal shift, right? And on this journey, specifically if you are on a journey of deep healing, deep spiritual healing, many times, not always, it's very individual, but I feel like it would be for this collective. We are not being granted external change to fully understand that what changes everything is the internal change. And I often give you guys this example. It's this moment when we sit and we think, nothing has changed. I still live in the same apartment. Some of my friends are same friends. We always shed someone. I work in the same job. I like, it's like I wear same clothes. It's like feel like everything around is same. My routine is same, but everything has changed because I'm happy. I'm joyful. I'm free. I'm me. I'm authentic. I'm receptive. I'm feminine. I'm sensual, right? And that moment shows us that it's not anything external that makes us happy. That it's not anything external that changes our life. That it's us. It's always us. It's always within us, right? So I feel like you would realize that. It's like for the first time, you are embracing a little bit of stillness. You are embracing a little bit of, slow and steady. You understand that everything happens for a reason, in divine timing. However, you also understand that this doesn't mean that you cannot be fiery and passionate and just amazing. Amazing. I'm loving this energy for this collective. Connect to your path. All right. What do we have? So we have 48, connect to your path. We have release assumptions, 52, 56, compassion, and practice mindfulness. Mindfulness definitely would be something important this last year for this collective, because to have you, it's like I feel like, again, this is this balance. It's like you released and tamed the fire within, but in the same time, you are at peace as you've never been before. Beautiful energy. You are mindful. You are really present in the moment of now. You can sit in stillness and understand the beauty of this stillness. There's also something about observing the world. This is why I was, and we have connect to your path. So maybe last year you really, still this year, you really connected to your path. I feel like your path really links to waking people up how we act on autopilot, right? I have to have kids. I have to do Botox. Why? Who said that? Who is making up these rules? I always say this to you guys. I feel like this collective, your path may be linked to women, to women empowerment, to women liberation, right? We've been stripped away from our true essence in this world that we live in, unfortunately. And today we know and understand that it was because men feared us, right? Because we're extremely powerful beings. We're extremely powerful, but on a level of spirit, on a level of that chaos and creation, we are the creatrix, but we need their protection in the physical world. It's the true yin and yang, it's the true divine feminine and the masculine flow, right? It's all distorted. So maybe part of you, wants to help women to remember with that compassion as well. Connecting to your path, I would say that 2025, definitely you connected either. I feel deeply that nothing would be like new for you this year, right? Because you're on this journey you've been on this journey for quite a while, this collective, I feel. So it would be like you connected deeper to your path. You had deeper understanding. Maybe you knew, you felt these things, but now you really, to your very core, you understand not only what your path is, but also how important your path is. I feel you also learned to feel things in your body instead of using your mind and going into assumptions and someone said something, so it must be because, no, I don't know. If I don't know something, I don't know something. I do want to read this assumption card because I feel like it's going to resonate. Every time we think we know what motivates others or why they behave certain way, we are making an assumption, a blind guess that is nothing but a projection coming from fear and judgment. We are attempting to fill the gap of missing information, oftentimes without knowing enough about another person on their journey. This is it. You would have learned this year that if you don't have information, if there's missing information, you have to release that and allow it to be with compassion. Right? So not jump into assumptions, into judgment, into I know why this person is behaving. I don't know. I know nothing. It is what it is, right? I'm not going to jump into assumptions and evaluations of other people. I'm just going to hold that compassion, which is beautiful. And I want to do you some animal cards as well. Amazing energy, this collective. It would truly be a beautiful year for you. The owl. The owl. The owl. Clairvoyant. I feel guided to read through this owl. Hold on. Zebra, I knew it! I was seeing this card. I should have said this to you. But if you watch me, you guys know that whenever I say that you're eclectic, you express yourself with style, with right? You're a zebra. That's a zebra personality. And that's on top of the sensuality, healing star. This is your authentic you. You would be someone who is very colorful. Maybe you like experimenting with your hair, with your clothes. Maybe you're a fashionista. Maybe you do believe that, you express yourself through, I don't know why I'm hearing vintage. Maybe you like vintage clothes. Maybe some of you, it's not necessarily for all of you, but I'm hearing that some of you, you may be those women that love to just reuse clothes, maybe change them if you have talent to do what's the word, change your I'm seeing this this beautiful woman, this influence. I'm seeing two women actually. I'm seeing the India, what's her last name? I love her. I love her closet. I want to be her best friend. I love her. I watch all her videos. She's so amazing. And she changes dress into a skirt and she pins it and right. And then I was also seeing Kat Pierce, who's she's very vocal about how she wears everything vintage and reuses clothes and right. So maybe you have very unique sense of style that is your expression. Maybe I feel like some of you also, you may have been laughed at either by your peers or your kids in school, or maybe even your parents for who you are. It's you found your way back to that authenticity, which is beautiful. I love that zebra card. What? Lion. A wimbo. Enthusiasm. But this is it, this is it. The lion has the fire. The lion is fire. The lion is the king of the jungle. When the time is right, baby, when he roars, because he controls his fire. But he can also be peaceful and resting and relaxing and right? It's a true strength. It's a strength and courage and fire that doesn't need audience, that doesn't need prove anything to anyone. I am the freaking king of the jungle. I know it. If you don't know it, then it's your problem, okay? It's your problem. It's not mine. I'm gonna wasting my precious time on this earth to prove anything to no one. I know who I am. Yeah. And the crow. When I saw the owl, I was seeing the crow as well. Again, I was seeing and I didn't say. But I don't have to, because I don't have to prove anything to you. Because if you know me, if you watch me, you know I'm a sorcerer. And you know I'm a seer. I have nothing to prove to you. That's your energy too. The crow. The psychic. The ones that can be in the present, in the past, in the future. The ones that understands, that sees beyond what others see. I want to read that owl because that's what I was guided to do. Abundance, clairvoyant treasures. The owl is a mysterious and otherworldly creature found in folklore from east to west. The white owl in this particular deck is the companion of the goddess Lakshmi and represents wealth, beauty, and good fortune. When the owl card appears, it's an omen that a boon or treasure is on the way. Treasure. That is what you are. Do you know the song? Either in spiritual or material form. With owl wisdom on your side, you'll see and know exactly what to do with this boon, how it can further serve your dharma and bring abundance to the world. Trust that the wellspring of treasures is infinite. You know what I'm hearing? We're going to see into 707 on a timer. We're going to see on the next year's guidance. But I hear this collective next year is going to be magic. I'm already feeling emotional. And you know what I feel? Maybe somehow subconsciously you feel that the thing is that us true divine feminine is on a true journey. We are seers for others. We're healers for others. But we don't know our own path. It's the ultimate test of surrendering and trust. We don't know our timeline. We don't know where certain things will come for us to fruition, because we also have to understand that it is hard work and it is effort, but it's also trust in divine timing. So I feel like this collective, you would sit in this moment of, yeah, maybe it's going to happen, but I'm happy with what I have. You would be happy. You would be happy. It's a detail that you cannot make fit. You would be sitting in your stillness, in your femininity, in your path, in your purpose. And yeah, maybe there are things that you still dream about, or things that you hope and you want, that, you have faith that they're going to happen and come to fruition for you. But where you are in the moment of now, you're happy, you're abundant, you're healed. You're the king of the jungle. Let's do 2026. Let's go for it. I am excited. We're going to start from these two oracles that I've been using in my previous readings, and then we're going to do the same spread, but for 2026. Spirit, what's coming? What's the guidance? 2026 for this collective. I am seeing love. We'll see. We'll see what comes through. Oh, may you see the sublime in the everyday. You already do. You already do. You would be this person. Then you look at the sunrise and you just, you're happy. You look at the moon and you're happy. You express your enthusiasm for life. And they want you to continue in this energy. Gratitude, is the biggest magnet to abundance and to fulfillment, but people don't understand that. People say that but I'm grateful, right? But they're grateful on the level of the mind. Anyone, if you force them